So just in case you guys have missed it, Max Verstappen is going to become a father. This announcement was made over this last week or so. He and Kelly Piquet are expecting their first child together, which is wonderful news. And he's been giving some really wholesome little interviews here and there. I mean, I did mention it in another video a little bit ago, just saying, he's really looking forward to being a dad, and it's a wonderful feeling, which I think anybody who is a dad can definitely relate to that feeling. It's wonderful when you find out the news that you and your partner are expecting. So I'm very happy for them. And here's a little article that's just basically going over the fact that Jos Verstappen's father, who I believe will become a grandfather for the first time with this as well, has basically said to the rest of the F1 grid, it's not going to make him slower. It's not going to slow down my boy. My boy's still going to be an absolute beast out on the track. This is not going to make him think twice about things. So let's have a look at what's been said here. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com. Max Verstappen's father does not believe becoming a father will slow down the 4-time world champion. No, that's bull, said Jos Verstappen to the Dutch newspaper De Telegraaf. He doesn't mince his words, does Jos, after Max's girlfriend Kelly Piquet revealed she is expecting. Max confirmed the news in Abu Dhabi, insisting it shouldn't change his life too much, as Kelly already has a daughter with former F1 driver Daniel Kvyat. I will continue to do my hobbies, but I also know that I will sometimes have less time for them, Verstappen smiled. Yeah, I mean, has anybody seen the videos of Max? I forget what Kelly and Daniel's child is called, but them coming up and trying to like slap Verstappen in the face and stuff while he's doing his sim rings. Which anybody who's a parent to a toddler will know that's how they usually communicate when they're trying to get your attention. They do like to slap you in the face. He seems to keep his cool though, despite it, which is fair play. And I love the images as well. Was it in Japan? Was it this year in Japan when Max won and he's up on the podium and the kids just go, I think they're going daddy or something like that, or Max or whatever, which is, I mean, I don't know that Max is not their father, but you know what I mean, just really wholesome images at the end of the day. So we'll see some more stuff like that, I'm sure. He ruled out taking paternity leave in the form of a sabbatical. I have never considered taking a year off, to be honest, said the Dutchman. Jos Verstappen doubts having his own child will change his son much at all. I think if anything, it only motivates him. I didn't have any trouble with it either. And Max has known for a while now that he's going to be a father. It hasn't bothered him at all. Look at how he won the race in Brazil. He knew then. So did I. Oh, there we go. So maybe a bit more kind of motivation, to win a championship in front of your child. That is, that is a big motivating factor. I understand that. Although it ended with his 4th consecutive driver's title, it was a difficult year for Max. Not only because of the less competitive Red Bull, but the internal team disputes and high-profile departures. Jos was right at the centre of the controversies. It was a less than fun year than usual with all the trouble surrounding the team, Verstappen Sr. admits. Team advisor Dr. Helmut Marko insists the problems are solved now, but Jos said it led to high-profile departures like Adrian Newey. It was logical that people want to leave because of all the fuss, and that it would also have an effect on performance. That goes hand in hand. He says he doesn't regret getting involved in arguments with team boss Christian Horner because the head of the team influences everything, including Max. Of course I got involved. I see it happening and I think I'm in a position to say something about it. I will never harm Max, of course, but I look at the bigger picture. Ultimately, I stand behind everything I said. In the end, Helmut Marko seems to have more say, and that's a good thing in my opinion. The team is growing closer together again. Interesting how Marko has more say than the CEO of Red Bull Racing. And that is the team principal as well, Christian Horner. Same guy, same position. But I have the feeling that this team has to prove itself again. They have to show that they are still fast. That is also how Max sees it. The pressure is on, and that is how it should be. It's up to the team to show they have kept the right people and can build a fast car again. It is, because of course, I mean, I'm recording this just after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix has concluded, but even before that, we knew that mathematically Red Bull couldn't defend their constructors title going into the final race of the season. They could have caught Ferrari, I think, but I mean, unrealistically, they were never going to do it, and especially after Perez retired on lap 1, they were never going to do that. But yeah, I mean, the pressure is on for Red Bull. They need to produce a car that is competitive for next season, and to be honest with you, I think this Red Bull car, at least in the hands of Max Verstappen, is competitive for wins right now. There was a time during the season when it wasn't, but in the hands of Sergio Perez, it's still not competitive, and it hasn't been competitive in the hands of Sergio Perez since the first few rounds of the season. Ever since the, what were they called, the asymmetric brakes were banned by Formula 1, and they had to take them off the car as a result. The car has not been fast in the hands of Sergio Perez, and it has been fast in the hands of Max Verstappen, of course, because Verstappen could just drive the wheels off anything. And the thing is, we've seen this before. I've not really talked about this much, but even before his first championship year in 2021, you know, Max Verstappen would pull out some incredible results in that Red Bull. You know, there was the meme of Hambot Ver on the podium when Mercedes were absolutely dominant in 2019 and 2020, where it would usually be Hamilton and Bottas 1-2 in the Mercedes, and then Max Verstappen in third, or quite often actually Max Verstappen in second as well, beating Valtteri Bottas, which nobody else was on their level. Those guys are like half a minute ahead of the field by the end of the race usually. So yeah, I'm with Jos. I don't agree with Jos Verstappen very often, but I do think it's more of a motivating factor for him. I do feel there's a possibility that Verstappen will leave Formula 1 after, what, 28 when his contract expires, but that isn't anything to do with kids. That's just to do with him wanting to experience other things in life, which is fair enough, man. You know, he would have made hundreds of millions of euros by that point in Formula 1. He's set financially for life. By that time he could have achieved 5, 6, 7 world championships. You know, he could match Schumacher and Hamilton. Don't know if that's particularly likely. It's a big ask, but hey, with the way he's going, with the way he's driving, I wouldn't rule it out. So by then he becomes, I mean, he's already one of the greatest of all time, but then he becomes, in terms of statistics, one of the greatest of all time in terms of championships. You know, he's on that top level of 7, or maybe even higher. Maybe it could be 8. And there's still 4 years to go until the end of 28. So, you know, by then he's achieved everything, and he might want to leave. You might not want to be a part of all the politics and the circus. I mean, hell, the FIA right now, are they going to get better in the next few years? I hope so, but they could well get worse. So I could genuinely see him packing his bags and leaving and just say, you know what, I don't want to deal with this bull. I don't want to, not even for Red Bull, not even for my beloved Red Bull. I'm not going to deal with this bull. But what do you guys think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think becoming a father will slow down Max, or will it motivate him even more? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, keep it subscribed to the F1Chronicle.com to see much more content on the world of Formula 1 just like this.